That's dark. That's fine. It's whatever. Hey everyone. I just got out of one of those movies that I was mixed on anticipating. Like when it was announced coming out this year, I was like, cool, we'll see where they go with it. And then they announced the story. I'm like, that's a more interesting story for the Saw franchise. And then they put out a trailer. I'm like, that looks like it could be okay. I mean, none of the Saw movies have been great. The original, with all of its flaws, is still probably my favorite at the point. And then I like 2 for the fun ideas it has, and I think 6, while looking really cheap, does have a lot of nice effort. It felt like they did try to make an actual film and have a plot behind it about the hospice care system, and I was like, that's a cool idea. Other than that, if you want my thoughts, we did a review of Spiral about 2 years ago on this channel with my friends Gabriel and Angel, and we all said it was fine. And honestly, I think we were all just kind of confused on how to feel about it, because hands down, me personally, and even Gabriel agrees, it is the worst fucking Saw movie. It is boring as shit. There's only 3 or 4 traps. None of them are very memorable. I mean, the tongue is pretty cool, I guess, but it doesn't lead to much actual effects of effort. There's nothing in it that's that interesting. But I think overall, Spiral just happened to be a really boring detective story with Chris Rock trying to tell jokes and humor that didn't really land, and there wasn't really a great emotional buildup between the father and Chris Rock himself. It has a very weak killer. The kills aren't even that great. You're just missing something there that's a punch. And Saw X, only 2 years later after that one came out, completely flips the fucking script, and in my opinion, they have made the best Saw movie of the entire franchise. This is the fucking best Saw movie, without a doubt, in my opinion, honestly. I even like this more than 1. I rated 1 a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I would rate this probably a 4 out of 5 as well, but a high 4 out of 5. This is I'm already giving my score an 8 out of 10. This movie's a great fucking time out of the movies. It is, if you're a Saw fan, or if you're just a horror fan who wants an emotional vibe to a crazy, dark, and campy, violent concept, you're going to love this film, because, okay, let's get into the plot. You've seen the trailer, and if you heard people talk about what the plot is, Tobin Bell, who plays John Kramer, of course, from the past Saw movies, is dying of cancer, stage 4 cancer, brain cancer. He is destined within a few months to die. And basically, he finds this guy who tells him, hey, I got this miracle worker shit all the way out in fucking Mexico. You call these people, they can get your cancer treated. It is a unique experimental thing that is off the radar from the government to help you, and they experiment on them. They try to get it. They say, yeah, we'll treat you for $250,000, and you know what? They didn't do shit. They did not help him at all. It was a complete con artist scam, and he finds out and realizes he's still gonna die, and he went, you know what? You lying to a bunch of cancer patients out here, trying to get them all fucking killed. You're about to deal with the Saw man, yeah. I'm gonna give you a chance to live. My traps are never unbeatable, unlike that one Amanda trap in the second film. But y'all bitches ain't gonna like this. You ain't gonna like this. And I was like, oh my god, it's so fucking good, because they actually make you feel so bad for John Kramer in this movie. John Kramer is kind of like the Equalizer in a way, if you watch the Equalizer movies, where it's he only kills bad people fucking up everything around them in this society. And it's you kind of always root for the Equalizer in that way. It's yeah, Denzel's Eiley, the guy you want to root for in this way. He's an old man who wants to just live his life, and these fucking people come around and start torturing girls, or in the newest film, it's a mafia that's taking over Italy, and they're all just fucking killing people and ruining society and burning people's restaurants down if they don't pay them their money. It's fucking awful, and you're yeah, you fucking hate these people. The same thing goes in this way. John Kramer literally has brain cancer. He is going to die, and they completely con him out of $250,000. And as he says, you get people's hopes up. You make them lose the one thing that they actually have, which is hope that they have a possibility to still live. And you completely tell them that they're going to, and you fuck them over and take their money. That's an awful thing. Now, I'm going to give you a chance to live, but you're going to have to go through some absolutely painful shit, as you usually do. And every single one of the traps in this film is good. Every one. There's not one trap that is lackluster or not filled with tension or humor. There's always a dark, malevolent side to everything that's done, because John Kramer is such a calm, very calm-mannered guy during everything he does. It's he yeah, you can do this. You know, like, I'm giving you a chance. Like, no need to be worried. Like, yeah, you could save yourself if you really care. Like, he's so calm. And then you have Amanda, which is like where all the chemistry really comes from, because this is the first movie, not where they're together doing shit. You could argue that part 3 and 2 have that element, but this movie is a whole fucking movie about them uniting together and pulling off this giant game on these people who have completely betrayed John Kramer's trust and completely lied to him and conned him out of not only his $250,000, which is a shitload of money, but also promised him that they could cure his cancer. It's a horrible fucking thing. And deep down, it's just like Amanda is this completely like chaotic soul who tells everyone literally how it is. Like, yeah, bitch, you're gonna get your head decapitated, but he'll explain it poetically. Like, well, first this intense wire will cut through your skin and then into your throat cortex, and then it will hit your spinal cord, completely cutting out your spinal cord. And it's just like he explained it so calmly and engineerically and medically, only for Amanda to be like, yeah, bitch, you're gonna get decapitated. And it's just this great balance of like humor and heart, because I love Amanda and John Kramer. They are awful in a way, like a literal sense. If I was like, this was literally happening in real life and I heard these people who are murdering people in these like elaborate ways, but quote unquote, they're not murdering them, you know, they're giving them a chance. He could just straight up shoot them in the head and that would, you know, be revenge itself. But as he goes, it's not revenge, it's a retribution. It's a reawakening. It's a way for you to learn a new life about yourself and learn that, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this awful shit to people, and I'm gonna teach you why. You need to appreciate your life, because I'm dying of it. And it's like, it's corny, because it's like, ideally he's doing awful shit, but at the same time, you just kind of love it. Tobin Bell makes this character so likable and hard. There's literally a scene where I almost teared up. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, this should not be how I feel, but I was just ecstatic. You see I'm smiling and happy the whole time. That was me the whole movie. Like, other than the first, like, 40 minutes where I knew shit was going to be sad and going awful, once we get to the actual, like, game and stuff and, like, the devices and all that shit, this movie doesn't turn into, like, a straight-up comedy, but, like, you're kind of rooting for these people to die, and you just get to enjoy these insanely well-crafted, gory traps. Like, they're actually so fun and unique in each of their sense. Obviously, the eyeball one is on the poster. I don't want to give any of the others away because, like, I knew none of them going in. I tried to avoid as much as I could, and every single trap, I wouldn't say they all one-upped themselves. I'd say the first trap, when we get to the the 4 people who are actually part of the main game, I think the first trap was the one that had me and my friend like, this is insane. And they keep utilizing this character. I won't say which character, but they keep utilizing this character throughout the entire scenario of the game, and it's so fucking crazy how they do it. Like, I just could not help but feel like it's like sadistic and dark and really messed up, but it's also like really funny, and you don't feel bad at all for laughing at it. Like, my audience was laughing at a good amount of points, at the points they needed to, where it was a dark, brutal written comedy. Like, that's definitely how it was at a lot of the times in this movie, but it's also like filled with heart. And honestly, this is Tobin Bell and oh my god, I'm forgetting her name. Is it Shawnee Smith who plays Amanda? Yeah, they're so great in here. This is their best performances easily. There's also another 2 actresses I want to shout out who I thought were really good. One that plays Cecilia Peterson. I know that's her character name because I don't know the actress's name. And one who plays Gabriella. I thought those 2 were also really good in the film, and I very much enjoyed their performances. Once you see the film, you'll probably know what I mean by really enjoyed their performances. They're both very good. So shout out to them. I think they got to do some impressive work on this film. Overall, I don't have a lot of thoughts to say without spoilers, because I would like to get into it. Stay for the end credits scene. It's like corny to throw in out of nowhere, but it is a little bit of a cool setup for possible future ideas for Saw, and also it is like a satisfying ending where you're like, yeah, okay, fuck yeah. And it got like a good applaud from the theater. Like, the few people we had in our 11:15 p.m. screening of the movie, because it was really late, they fucked with it, and I did too. I thought it was very enjoyable for what it was. If you have the chance to go see Saw X in theaters this weekend, I mean, I haven't seen The Creator. I'm seeing it tomorrow, and I haven't seen Dumb Money. I should be seeing it Saturday night. Paw Patrol's also this week, so if you have kids, like, obviously, Saw X for your kids. Paw Patrol, you can skip it. It's probably a little too adult for them. Yeah, skip Paw Patrol. Too scary for kids. They'll love Saw X. There's a kid in this movie who is featured in one of the traps. clearly a family kids film for fun for the whole family. Go see Saw X. I hope this movie does well because this is definitely better than Spiral, Jigsaw, and Seven. Even if you don't agree that this is your favorite Saw movie, I hands down think you're going to find it to be a really good installment that's definitely made for the fans, but also for the fun and ideas that it has. It could flip a few newcomers to the extra side. It is not just straight up gore to be torture porn. It is not that like middle 4 through like 7 where it just becomes a lot about the traps and the gore. This one does feel like it has a placement of heart, comedy, and just a more interesting story that is definitely way more personal. It doesn't feel like stuff happening because they want to throw a big twist at the end and then have all this shit. It does have like a heartwarming sentiment, despite it being kind of dark because it's about John Kramer, aka Jigsaw. But it works. It really does work, especially if you're a fan. I mean, shit. I picked me up a plushie. It's Billy the Puppet. Okay, so next video should be The Creator, hopefully tomorrow night, or I guess when this is posted, the night after, so Saturday afternoon would be the plan for it. But yeah, I'm excited to see The Creator as well. This seems like it could be a good final week of movies before we head off into October. Because honestly, September, other than Bottoms, which I fucking adored, has been kind of a month of like off and on stuff that I haven't really loved. I didn't even go see The Expendables yet, but I'm expecting to hate it. I've had like 5 people tell me that it's absolute fucking dog shit. So yeah, Saw X, not dog shit. Fun ass film, and I really hope if you're a Saw fan, or even just a horror fan in general, you should go check it out. Do not take anyone who's sensitive to gore or a concept like this. But I will say, this does Don't Breathe 2 better than Don't Breathe 2 does Don't Breathe 2. You know what I'm saying? Where they try and make you feel for the fucking old guy who technically does awful things. Yeah, it does it better here. That it actually worked to me. Alright, so I'll see you for The Creator in like a day or so. Bye-bye.